Adjusting the windshield washer fluid levels. Have you ever been driving down the road, paying attention to where you're going and just trying to get there when suddenly there's a splat? A big fat bug splatters across the windshield right in your line of sight? No big deal. You just go to turn on your windshield wipers with some cleaner and two little drops shoot out and your low fluid light comes on. Well, now what? Simply paying attention to the monitors in your car could have saved you from a gross headache, but now it's a little bit too late. What can you do instead? Tips on keeping the windows clean. Your options at this point include living with the bug guts in the middle of your view, or else stopping at the next gas station and loading up with a new gallon of fluid. And you can stop and use the windshield cleaning tool with the cleaner from the station since you're at it. The windshield wipers on your car might just smear the bug worse once it gets a little bit dried out, and it is gross enough already. How to check the windshield washer fluid. You don't have to wait until the dash light comes on telling you the fluid is empty for the washing machines. There are times when it can be very close, and filling up is safer than just waiting. It's much safer to check and refill, especially in the winter months when sloppy roads are the norm and slush, rain, and salt are just part of what gets thrown on the windows. To check where your levels are, simply pop open the hood and look for the white tank marked windshield washer fluid. Depending on where it's placed, you might just be able to look and see how empty or full it is by the amount of fluid you can see in it. Since fluid is usually blue or green, it shows up very well. If the placement of the tank isn't so obvious, then flip open the top and peer down inside. If you have to look hard to see a level, then it's time to adjust and add more. You can pour the fluid in with a funnel, or else, if you're very careful, with a steady hand, directly into the tank and then snap the lid back in place. When to replace the washer fluid in the car. Windshield washer fluid isn't like oil where it needs to be flushed out of the system and replaced with new. It'll get used up and the tank will get empty. If you don't use it often, it might leak out or evaporate a little, so it's smart to check anyway. Keep the reservoir full and then carry around an extra jug in the back seat or the trunk so that if you do run out on a trip, you don't have to stop for more than a minute on the side of the road to refill it. The jug is only a couple of dollars, so it's worth the investment to always have around.